Hey guys, I'm super excited. I've been pushing off showing you server actions for a little bit so that you could get a bit more context and get a little bit more comfortable in the system before we get into this really awesome functionality inside of ODOO. It allows us to clean up things. It allows us to push things along with a button. There's so much that we can do with server actions, so I'm super excited to get into it. Let's do it. So as always, I want to give you a bit of context before we jump in too deep. So first off, we're going to want to be in developer mode. So click the monkey. Okay, it's going to load up and we're going to go into sales just because it's a great place to look at how many different actions we can do. Okay, so one of the things that we want to look at, if we check the box here, we get these actions up here. Okay, not all of these are considered server actions, but we can add to this list right here as well. If we go into the actual sales order form, we can see these buttons. Each of these trigger an action. So hopefully this is whetting your appetite, but we can actually add to these things. We can add to the actions that we can do by clicking here and running through one of these. Or we can add a button both here and actually back in the list view if we want to be able to run an action on each of these lines. So brace yourself. Here we go. So let's click back out to the main screen. Again, we need to be in developer mode for this and we need the proper permissions to get to this point. So we're going to go ahead and type server and we bring up server actions. Okay. So let's pause for a second here, people. The thing is you're going to know where to do these things, but being able to do these specific things requires some coding experience with some of this. And so I'm going to be posting some short form content on little tiny tidbits of Python and SQL that you can use to do certain things with these. If that excites you, please comment below or like so that I know that that's something I should do and I'm not just wasting my time. Okay, thanks. So let's go ahead and hop in and create one of these bad boys. We're going to go ahead and click new. Now, if you've watched my video on automated actions, which I'd recommend you do, you're going to recognize some of this. It's going to look very familiar. Okay, we're going to have an action name, a model we run the action on, and the type of action that we're running. The only thing that we don't have here is the triggers, because we're the trigger. We're pressing a button, we're running it. We're the trigger, we're the filter, that sort of thing. So it's a little bit different from automated actions, but it's going to feel very similar once you get comfortable with both of these. So let's give this a name. We're going to call this Andrew's positive affirmation. Really need it, as we all do. We all need good feedback from time to time. And we're going to go ahead and do this on the sales order model. Action to do, we're actually going to execute Python code. And again, this list will look very similar to what we saw in automated actions. So if you need a little bit of reference on what these do and how to use them, go back to automated actions and look at that one. Okay, so when we click execute Python code, it gives us some helpful things here. env is the environment model. You can read over these. It's good to be aware of these. This is helpful stuff, but we're not going to go over that right now. Okay, so let's do something very simple here. So the first line of code that we want is for record in records. Now, what this does for us is it says for every single record that we've selected, it's going to run the following code. Okay, so if we're in list view and we want to apply this to 20 records, we check the box next to all those 20 records, select it, and run it. That's how we do it. If we're in a form view, it's only going to apply to the current record because that's the one that the system sees we've selected. So let's make this very simple. We're going to raise a simple user error, which is an excellent command to know. I know having errors is probably not the first thing that you're wanting to look at, but being able to raise an error at specific points in your code can help you a ton if you're not a super strong developer, or even if you are a strong developer, it should help you to find the places where your code is falling down, because you can say, okay, I got to this point, okay, I got to this point, or I got to this point and I need to raise this error. And we'll get into some examples of that. But the first thing we're going to do here is just send me a nice little positive note, because that's what I need right now. So raise user error, we want to have a string in here. So a string is going to be between two apostrophes, or you can use quotation marks if you want to. And we're going to say, you are sufficient, which helps a ton to hear that, honestly. Okay, so we want to see this in action real quick, right? So that's got to be something difficult, I'm sure. Actually, it's not. We're going to go ahead and create a contextual action here. So we click this. What this does is it gives us an action in the list that we looked at before on this model. So if we go ahead and duplicate this tab, we're going to go ahead and go out to sales, and we can click right here. We see actions, and we see Andrew's positive affirmation. Running that, it says user error, you are sufficient, which is what we wanted to hear. Now, if we go into this a little bit more, we're going to go ahead and say, I want to feel it here too. Andrew's positive affirmation, you are sufficient. So stop again, guys. Sorry to keep interjecting, but I'm sorry. This isn't a Python class today. That's about as far as we're going to go, because as well as being sufficient, I'm a bit of a tease. So you'll have to tune in again to go over a little bit more Python. Sorry. So hopping back in, let's talk about something that I said I'd talk about in automated actions. Okay. So this is the Python code. We can do that. We also may want to be able to execute several actions. Now, this could be where we create the action. So we could go in and say execute Python code, and that's what we want to do as one of our actions. But if we want to execute several actions, and again, we can do this in automated actions, I would come into this and say the actions that I want to trigger are as follows and in this order. Now, be careful with this, because certainly we don't want to trigger anything out of order. We don't want to cause any problems for ourselves, but this can be super powerful if we're not very comfortable with Python code, but say we want to send an email and then create a next activity for somebody to follow up with that person. We can do that with this. So say we're doing create next activity and we want to call this from an automated action. Andrew's positive affirmation is probably not going to help us find it, but we can come into this, we can create our next activity and then put that in as one of the chain actions that we want to trigger with our automated action or our server action. So because I like live examples, we're going to go ahead and go in and do a to-do, okay? And we're going to say, give yourself a hug, okay? Give yourself a nice big hug, okay? That's going to be our next activity. We're going to save that. Oh, and who's responsible? I'm responsible, being Mitchell admin right now. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this tab. Okay, so that's Andrew's positive affirmation. We're going to remove the contextual action here. And we're going to go ahead and change this to Andrew's positive affirmation to do, so we can recognize this. Okay, and then we're also going to go ahead and say Andrew's positive affirmation. We're going to create a new one called Andrew's positive affirmation email. Okay, go ahead and stick this as sales order and save. Now let's go ahead and build this out a little bit better. We're going to send an email. The email template, we're going to go to search more, and we're just going to do a new one real quick. Obviously, you've watched my crafting email templates thing, so this will be easy for you, but we're going to say, Andrew, we love you. Sales order is going to be, or subject is going to be, we love you, and helping Andrew feel better about himself. Okay, content, we love you so much. Okay, email configuration, we're going to go to settings, and we're going to go ahead and give this to, okay, default recipients. We're going to take that off, and we're just going to say this goes to my personal email. Don't abuse that. Save and close. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and save this too. Now we're going to hop over to sales orders, and we're going to tie this all together real quick. So let's go into Studio. Let's go to automations. Okay, we're going to do new, and we're going to call this Andrew's positive affirmations. And let's set our trigger as on creation and update. And trigger field is going to be status. So we're going to give me some positive affirmations when I go ahead and confirm a sales order. So we're going to apply, well, first off, we're going to say beforehand, the status was not equal to sales order. And we're going to apply it on anything where the status is sales order. Okay, so once it switches between those two, we should see something happen. We're going to go ahead and say execute several actions, add a line, and we're going to type Andrew so we can find this really easily. Okay, and we have Andrew's positive affirmation to do and Andrew's positive affirmation email. Doesn't really matter which order these are in, so we're not going to get too picky about that. Let's go ahead and save that, and we're going to hop out and test this thing out. So we're going to find a sales order that has a quotation. Okay, nothing's happened here yet with that. We're going to go ahead and confirm. And you can see I've got a to-do to give myself a big hug. Mark done. Okay. It worked, is what we're going to say. Okay. And then we're going to hop over emails here. And if we refresh, we can see we have one that just barely went out. Okay. And it says, we love. And sadly, I didn't type more than that, but we do. We love. So that was a bit of a silly example, I'll grant you, but it's good to know how to do those things. Last bit, we're going to talk about how to get a button in a form view or in a list view so that we can trigger those actions. A lot of times it's really nice just to have a button instead of having to go up into our action list. Okay, so we don't necessarily want anything but our next activity right now. And we're going to go out and go to sales again. Okay. And inside of sales, we're first going to approach the list view. So yet again, assuming not everybody's a developer, what we're going to do here is we're going to drop an existing field in, source ID, and stick it at the end of the list view real quick. So let's click on it. Remember the name, it's source ID, and we're going to go to view XML, and we're going to go to the drop down, and we're going to go ahead and find our studio customization so that we can use that. And let's go ahead and expand this a little bit. Okay, so the reason we did this is to get the XPath. We don't necessarily need to become experts in XPath right now or referencing other things. We're just going to replace this right here. So to get a plain old button in, we're going to go ahead and drop in this bit of code for button type action. Name is going to be the ID, and the string is going to be of our own choosing. So I'm going to say positive affirmation. So now we need to go get the ID for our action. So let's go back here. And if you're familiar with the URL, how it's structured for ODOO, which you don't need to be, but you can find in here the ID equals 1139. So we're going to go ahead and put that 1139 right here in the name. Go ahead and save. We're going to close and close out of here. And now we're going to go ahead and click on sales order 61 because I confirmed already that we haven't given ourselves a positive affirmation on it yet. We're going to go ahead and click. And then we're going to look in. And it says, give yourself a nice big hug, which is exactly what we wanted it to say. So now, because we're feeling good about ourselves and we're feeling good about our capabilities, let's go into form view. Let's go to studio and let's add a button there. Let's go ahead and add an existing field so that we get our ODOO customization view and we get an XPath to start with. Okay, let's go into view XML. Let's go ahead and get rid of that little message right there. Drop this down, go to ODOO Studio, sale order confirmation. We want to expand this a tiny bit so that we have some room to do what we need to do. And we're going to go ahead and replace everything between the data brackets, at least for the new stuff in this XPath, with what we have here. And I'll go ahead and include this code in the description to my video so that you don't have to rebuild it. But we're going to say button type action. Name is again our ID, which is 1139. And our string is going to be positive affirmation. Positive affirmation. Okay, go ahead and save. And then we'll exit out and try this out. So there's our beautiful button. We're going to go ahead and click positive affirmation. And we're going to get another reminder to give ourselves a nice big hug, which is always good to have. It's always good to have those reminders. One last thing before we go, just because we don't want everybody to be able to click our special buttons or do our special actions, so we want to be able to go into our access rights here. Okay, and you may not be familiar with access rights yet, or at least not fully, but we can go ahead and add users to groups so that they're the only ones that see buttons. So we could say, okay, I only want sales administrators to be able to use this action. Okay, so we again want to make sure that we have lots of freedom where we need it inside of ODOO, but that we control the process and control the flow. So this is important to know too. All right. Now we've added a little bit more joy to the world. Server actions can be super powerful. Just make sure that you test them out first, make sure that they do what you want them to do. But you can use them to trigger all sorts of other things to make your lives easier and to make the lives of your employees and the people that you work with easier. Good luck.